Hi, I'm Linda Thompson and welcome to the Author Show. Our author today has written a book called 9 Lives, and if you look at the cover, that cover could be my little black cat Ginger. So I know that this has to be about cats in some way or another. So welcome to the show, Frank.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you came all the way to from Pennsylvania to visit us, didn't you?
That is right.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate people coming in from all over the country to be on the Author Show. Tell me about 9 Lives. Is this a novel?
It is. It's a psychological thriller. It's something that I had been cooking up in my head probably for about 12 years. And beginning in 2002, with a little bit of coaxing from my wife, I actually started putting it together and creating a story out of it.
Well, a psychological thriller with a cat on the cover and 9 lives, which we all know means cats. How does the cat weave into it?
Cat actually is part of the mystery of the story itself. How it actually happened is that the story actually came about with an incident that I had with one of my sister's cats a while back. For whatever reason, I was trying to rescue an animal from the cat, and the cat didn't like it, tore into my hand, and strangely enough, this idea started playing back in my mind, and I finally got around to putting a little bit more into it.
Very interesting. So tell us a little bit more about the story. A psychological thriller. Does somebody get killed, or what happens here?
Well, early on, the main character, his name is Sam. His wife he and his wife are in an accident, and she passes away. What Sam finds out as the story ensues is that he's actually been given, unbeknownst to him, a type of immortality. And the mystery is how this actually plays together with the cat and his life and what happens. And the spiritual world, or I should say the world of the spirits that are aware of his immortality and are none too happy about it, and they make their presence known to him.
Wow. Can't wait to get into that. Is this your first novel?
It is. Is
there any more coming?
I am working on a second novel right now, manuscript actually, I guess. And it takes one of the characters from the book, who's later on in the story, it's a small role, but it's actually just taking that character and going with another full novel. Hopefully, what I have planned, at least in my head at the moment, is that it will be a series with this other character.
Great. Well, where can we find 9 Lives?
Right now, you can find it on my website. That is at www.franksay.com. And on several pages you can order that. It also can be ordered on Amazon.com as well, and special order at Barnes & Noble.
Well, this being your first novel, Frank, I've got to ask, why did you pick the genre of psychological thrillers over and above murder mysteries or whatever? I'm always interested in that for first writers.
You could probably ask my mother, my father, they would probably agree. I was a strange child. I was the one who would stay up all night watching the scary movies on TV, the old black and white, movies, the real bad ones. I never missed some type of creature feature, and I don't know why, but that just mesmerized me for whatever reason. The idea of fantasy and everything. So I grew up really with, real heavily into that. Where nobody in my family either understood it or was ever interested in it. So that was, for some reason, not at a very early age, I grabbed hold of that.
And that's been in the back of your mind. Have you always wanted to write a book?
No, I never in my life wanted to write a book. It was the last thing. In fact, even when I went to college, I was such a miserable student that to even do a 3 or 4 page essay, as a required subject, was just absolute torture. So this was like the furthest thing from my mind. It just happened, and as it turned out, after I started doing it and started putting it together and started creating this, this book, which actually came to an end, and I created it, I realized that I actually enjoyed writing, which I would have never have guessed, even 10 years ago.
What does your family think about that now?
They're very excited about it. They're hoping to see what comes next down the pike.
Okay, and so you're busily writing the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a working title for the next one?
Working title for the next one is going to be The 13th Sign.
Interesting. Okay, is there a message in 9 Lives?
There is. The main character actually not only has to deal with the supernatural, but actually has to deal with his faith also, or his lack of faith. That is the main, I think that's sort of the underlying message of how he goes about getting that, and how that actually transcends, you know, what all is happening around him.
And how does he work through all of this? I mean, you've mentioned supernatural, so can you elaborate on that just a little bit? Because I'm not into the sci-fi side of things, but it sounds very interesting the way you've woven it together.
As far as, you know, the faith on it, he has to, you know, grab a hold of something, and he finds that some of the people closest to him actually gently, in some cases, or not so gently, guide him towards, you know, something that he's been sort of, you know, either hesitant about all of his life, you know, which is, you know, the belief in, you know, some type of a higher power.
Okay, and you talk a little bit about immortality. How does he find out that he may or may not be immortal?
That's where the cat comes in.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you've woven a very interesting story here. Are you going around talking about this now? Are you doing a book tour, publicity tour?
I have done a little bit as of last fall, and I'm starting up again this summer, and hopefully into the summer, into this year, you know, going to a lot more places, you know, and I have to, you know, get in touch with my, you know, publicist about that as well.
Okay, well, I look forward to seeing the next one, because it sounds to me like you've got quite a thing going here for somebody that never wanted to be a writer.
Exactly.
Well, we look forward to seeing you back here for the next one. That would be very interesting to follow up on. What would be one thing in the short time we have left that you would like our viewers to know or remember about 9 Lives?
It's more of an idea type of novel. It's not meaning the specific word by word, you know, play by play is interesting, but it's sort of more of the idea of what's happening to the characters that I felt is more important. I was trying to put like a mental image, like a mental painting, into words.
Okay, well, Frank, it's been a real pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us from Pennsylvania.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm Linda Thompson, and 9 Lives, Black Cats, and Immortality. If that doesn't get you to read the book, I don't know what will. You never know what's going to come up on the next author's show. And remember, a book can change a life, one word at a time.